Hello to you. My name is Ralph Thompson. I work at the National Archives as part of the early modern team, and I'm going to talk to you today about a document that's been taken from the PRO 30 series. These are private papers. This relates to a cataloguing project of mine, a volunteers project, on the Carleton Papers. The Carleton Papers being British Army headquarters papers during the American War of Independence. Sir Guy Carleton was in fact the last Commander-in-Chief of the British forces in New York. So this document is actually an authorisation, so it's a warrant from Don Bernardo de Galvez, who was the Governor General of Spanish Louisiana. And he was centred in New Orleans, and it's actually a warrant to a local chief, Poucha Houmas, of the Tezcalata Nation, and it's basically an award authorising him as king of the local southern people to adhere to the Spanish cause. De Galvez is making this authorisation on behalf of the King of Spain, Carlos III, Charles III, and it's dated from 1779. This document itself is beautiful colouring, and I think it's in its own right a really excellent document aesthetically. It's one of the best documents I've actually found in all my work here. And of course we have the coat of arms of Spain, includes that of Castile and Aragon, and it's also got, I would think, Galvez's own personal moniker. Yeah. These private papers present a fascinating snapshot on colonial American administration. They are quite an underused resource here. American Revolution, it's not looked at that much. American history per se. So Poucha Houmas is being awarded a medal, a meritorious medal, and he's being asked to proudly lead his people on behalf of the Spanish cause. The Spanish in Louisiana were very keen to make allies, although the Houmas were one of Louisiana's smallest tribes. The Spanish were very keen to have their allies, such people as the Choctaw, who lived to the east, and what we know today is Mississippi and Alabama. They were a very big people. Galvez himself was clearly one of the most successful Spanish commanders in North America. The town of Galveston in Texas, which was basically a port, named in his honour. Galvez would later go on to attack the British in the Gulf of Mexico, taking Pensacola, capital of British West Florida, in 1781. I'd like to just highlight a couple of other documents, which includes a British intelligence paper listing the distance of various Choctaw, Creek and Chickasaw towns from the two important British capitals in Florida, Pensacola and St Augustine. And there's also a really interesting report from the London Gazette from August 1781, which details de Galvez's capture of Pensacola in May 1781. He also went on the following year to launch a successful invasion of the British Bahamas. He actually captured the port town of Nassau. sinking a lot of the British fleet there. These records tie in really nicely with our Colonial Office collection, also with State Papers Domestic George III in SP 37, and also both our State Papers Military and Naval in SP 41 and SP 42 for the period of the American Revolutionary War. This collection of papers was originally bound at the New York City Library in the 1930s, and they were hence bequeathed as a gift from the American government by General Eisenhower to the Queen on behalf of the archives of Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia. This particular document would have been sent to the British via Charlestown in South Carolina, and I very much think these were just naturally taken northward on the British withdrawal from South Carolina in 1782.